Footwork is a genre of dance music originating from Chicago, characterized by its fast-paced rhythms and chaotic danceability. The subgenre first emerged from the Chicago dance scene, with other similar genres such as juke and ghetto house. Whereas ghetto house would be more around 145 BPM, Footwork sped up the rhythms and lands at around 160 BPM. The original 4-on-the-floor drum kicks of the ghetto house genre would be replaced by the intensely complex syncopated drum patterns of Footwork. Footwork music contains flurries of kicks, snares, and hi-hats that blow past you at incredible speeds. Footwork producers are also known to sample very liberally, with producers like DJ Rashad using the famous AKAI MPC2000XL sampler to create some of his iconic songs. DJ Rashad pioneered the current sound of Footwork today, along with his crew turned label of fellow producers, Teklife. Some iconic and influential Footwork producers from the past and today include DJ Rashad, DJ Spinn, Cakedog, Username, and Marsh Crane. Nowadays, the pipeline to get into Footwork has less to do with ghetto house in Chicago and more with the underground beat scene that's flourishing on SoundCloud. Artists like Username, who originally came from the lo-fi hip-hop beat scene, took his knowledge of sampling and applied it to the Footwork genre, revolutionizing it in a modern twist. This sparked a new renaissance of Footwork music being created on SoundCloud and modernized for the internet. Instead of old hip-hop and R&B, brand new releases are getting remixed and cut up to oblivion for the genre. Footwork is a very abstract and limitless genre, with its sampling having been compared to the music concrete movement of the 1940s. Modern day producers are taking this into consideration by sampling anything from an obscure internet meme to an on-the-radar freestyle. There's never been more freedom in the genre, as anyone can begin producing and releasing this for the world today. If you have an interest in Footwork, I strongly encourage you to go back and listen to some of the artists mentioned here. Today, I will be going over the basics on how to create a Footwork track in FL Studio 25. These are some drums from Cakedog songs I've split out with a stem splitter. Let's do Climb on Top. That song is fantastic. And I'm just going to use it as a baseline model to see how a good Footwork loop is going to sound. You don't have to do this, but I don't do this with every genre either, but I just find it particularly helpful with Footwork to hear an example, because Footwork is really complicated, and you can do a lot with it. It's very, very freeing. Pretty much any rhythm, any syncopation is on the table. You can do whatever you want with the drums. It's very free-flowing. So let's take a look at this guy's drums. They're fantastic. We can hear a good example. I mean, I would say a general guide for Footwork would be similar to like a lo-fi beat where you're sampling like an old soul record or an old R&B record or something like that, something groovy. But it really doesn't have to be like that. Footwork is also pretty IDM. Like, it can get really out there. You can sample some really weird electronic shit and pull it off. You can sample anything. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. I love the lo-fi sounding Footwork stuff, and I feel like that's what Rashad was doing. But you can sample like ambient, like cloudy stuff, like, you know what I mean? You can go crazy. You can sample some like metal Footwork. You know, anything can become Footwork. It's just like the drums and the surrounding ethos that becomes Footwork. You know what I'm saying? See, that's like, we got this sample going, it's just a simple loop. There's a drum loop on there, all of a sudden this is a whole Footwork song. This guy, I feel like this guy honestly has some influence here. Just because of his idea of sample anything, literally anything is music, put anything in there. I think that's brilliant. I think if you're, using that idea to an extreme, you might even just put these drums on here, call it a day. And sometimes if I'm feeling lazy, I'll just sample some other Footwork producer, throw it on there, and it's kind of like a DJ mix. That's fine too if you're just trying to chill out. Mash some songs together, but I want to go in depth today and try to make some Footwork drums. So we're gonna add on to this. I'm gonna use this Cakedog loop as an example and just try to build on top of it because I really like this one. This is one of my favorite Cakedog songs. I would say the TR-808 drums are pretty essential for Footwork, but you don't got to. I mean, it's not like you need them, but they have their roots in the genre. You can make any drum sound footworky though. So like maybe it's something like this. Just stretch the sample to 160 or do you chop it? You can do either or. I mean, I guess it depends on the sample. I just liked this loop. There's just a small loop in this song without drums, and I just think it sounds really nice. And so I slowed it down to 160, I'm pretty sure. There are other Footwork songs I've done where, yeah, chop up some shit like crazy. The main point of Footwork is to kind of get somebody grooving, right? And like I feel like a lot of that is having sections that change and, you know, allow people to kind of get into a different groove. One part's gonna hit a little different. It's gonna have a little bit of a different swing to it. Now that kind of sounds like much different from this part. I definitely struggle with arrangements as well. I think you're speaking some truth here. Footwork producers really got it down with having interesting flow in their songs. This sample is 140 and Footwork is like around 160. I have this at 160 to keep it simple. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch this to 160, and the way that I like to do it is I like to do the beat and the vocals separately and kind of stretch them together so I can hear if it's on beat. But you see, like, now that I can see it's dragging over here, I can stretch them both at the same time. There we go. So I'm going to keep this part the same for right here, and then I'm going to chop it up. Oh, that's kind of creepy. It's like weird. The only thing on the master is soft clipper. Oh, that's kind of like the end of the track kind of breakdown. I mean, we're pretty much done with this anyways. This sounds great. We have made a Footwork song. It sounds pretty good. So that's a pretty basic Footwork tutorial. Let's export this shit. Oh, look at her go. Look at her go. Work, bitch, work.
It's my season, man. Fuck with your boy, man.